so but it's evening in England. Okay, I think we're ready to go. All right, I'm going to share the screen now. We'll get into a small formal part of this, and then we can relax and get into the more informal part of it. So, okay. So welcome to the Soul Contract Reading webinar. I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension. I'm going to read out a little formal bit because a lot of people watch us on YouTube cold, so they know what this is about. So have you noticed how people turn away from the biggest karmic challenges they face in their lives, no matter how hard they've tried, if they're just too painful for them to face, as they lack the spiritual map of life of how to overcome them? This free webinar is about how you can help others move through this process, and so they can identify these core karmic patterns and how to go about transmuting them, so they can deliver their gift of service to the world, that special thing they've been looking for their entire life. Okay, so that's the formal part, ladies. We can relax now. So I'd like to know why you guys are here. Then I can adjust the webinar to whatever you need. B, welcome. If you would like to join us in the main panelist room so you can switch your video on, just click a little to say yes to being a panelist, or you can just stay in the attendee room if you like, but it doesn't allow the video to be switched on, but you can still switch your sound on, or you can just message me in the chat. Okay, well, here you come. Okay. So the video's on the bottom left, B. Right. Okay, I'll start off. So I'm here because in 1990 I went for a numerology reading called the Spiritual Numerology of Moses, which we now call Soul Contract Reading with Frank Alba, the founder of this work, and he explained my entire life in 1 hour by taking my name and matching Hebrew numbers to it, or letters, and then he decoded the numbers within the Hebrew and analyzed them on the Star of David and explained my entire life. And it was sort of one of the most life-changing moments I've ever had. And so I said to him, well, where can I learn this? I was in a training called the Carousel of Growth with him for a week in Arizona. He said, well, I'm teaching this about 6 weeks later in February. And I said, okay, I'll just stay on in America and come and learn this. And that was this was the very beginning of my spiritual journey. And so once he taught me this, I just thought I have to learn this and master this and get it out to the world to really share it with people because it was so powerful. It explained everything about my previously chaotic life. And so I brought it to England, and I did a normal corporate job for about 7 years, and then I left that job to start this business, giving soul contract readings and doing healing, light body work, and started teaching practitioners. And here we are today. It's sort of spread globally. We've got about 300 practitioners, and sort of here to share with you whatever you guys need to hear about the work. So who would like to start? Just say name, where you're from, what brought you here, and what's your intention. Then I get some idea where you are in terms of your knowledge of the work, and we can take it from there. It's pretty fluid what we can do with this, so it's up to you. Whatever you guys put into it, you'll get something out of it. Would like to go first?
Hello.
Okay, Vanessa.
Hi.
Hi.
My
Where are
name,
you?
yes, my name is Vanessa. I'm great. How about you?
Good. Where are you?
Good. I'm in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Okay.
Okay, so what brought me here is my stepmom, who's a student and a teacher, a student of yours and a teacher of Silk Contract.
Yeah.
Her name's Almarinda. Her daughter Victoria is here on this call too. This is my stepsister and my soul sister. And
Yeah.
I'm very curious about soul contract and curious about learning it in the future myself because I've been studying my soul contract through my stepmom's reading as she studied. So I've had my soul contract read, I've had business soul contract read for various projects, and I'm fascinated at how helpful and accurate the layers are that I was ready to receive at the time. So each time I look at my contract, I'm discovering more and more that I did not even understand or pay attention to before. And I'm starting to want to fast track my growth and looking at my soul contract deeper to do that, especially addressing karma, karmic patterns, I guess. And just generally drawn more to learn more about it. Whereas a few years ago, it was whatever was resonating, like I said, I would take and pay attention to. And now I'm like hungry and I have like deeper questions about certain things. And that's generally it. And when my stepmom, Elmerinda, told us about this call, I got really excited. I was like, yeah, I'm available. Let's do it.
Okay, thank you. All right, who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Victoria, welcome.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me and hosting us. A lot of similarities between what Vanessa's already shared. So I'm here because my mom is a student and teacher of the work. My mom introduced me to your work and Almira's work a few years ago, and she's extremely passionate. I think that passion, I won't speak for Vanessa, but I think we share the sentiment that it has impacted both of our lives. Because we've seen how it's impacted her life, how it's impacted our lives. So we've been blessed to have readings from mom, and healings from mom too, divine healing work. So I know it's separate, but I've had the privilege of working with Elmira through levels 1 and 2 in divine healing. And like Vanessa, there's been a lot of things that have resonated. Soul contract work is very intense. The readings are very intense, and I feel like it's a lot of information, and it's what resonates at the time is what resonates at the time. And more recently, it's actually through my relationship with Vanessa and my mom, where Vanessa's pointed out some things to like really empower me and bring me back into my soul contract. And last year, I thought about enrolling in level 1 training, but didn't align in my professional life and in my personal life. So, like Vanessa, when my mom shared, this call, actually, Nicolas, I had reached out to your center through your website a few weeks ago. And then when my mom shared this call, I said, perfect, count me in. Like, I'd love to connect and hear more about the work from your perspective. So I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I look forward to hearing some more.
Okay, thanks, Victoria.
And also, I live in the same place as Vanessa, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Okay. All right. Who's next? Hang on, Denise has arrived. Denise, if you want to join us in the panelist room, you're in the attendee room. Just say yes to being a panelist. You can switch the video on only if you want to. Just getting to do a few intros, so I get to see what you guys need. Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
There you
sorry.
go. I can see you.
I couldn't find it on my phone, so I had to go pull my computer out. So I apologize.
Yeah. No, you're here. That's the main thing. Yeah. All right. Who wants to introduce themselves next? We're just trying to find out why people are here. Denise, where you're from, what you need from this. Then setting the intention for the webinar.
I'm here for curiosity. I've always wanted to know more about this program, and I'm from Colorado.
Okay.
And I'm a life coach, so that's why I'm really curious.
That'll be right up your street then. So it'll make things go a lot quicker for you and your clients, this one. Okay. All right, who's next?
This is Kaylin.
Hi, Kaylin.
I'm finally parked. So am I able to get it to where my video will work?
Just say yes to being a panelist, the little pop up there.
Rejoin. Oh, it's saying that I have to be on a desktop, and I'm currently on my phone. So That's all right. I can just, I wish y'all could see my face, but that's okay.
You should be able to, it should work on the phone if you say yes to being a panelist.
It says, please rejoin from a desktop or a native client to be a panelist. I'm not sure.
Okay, I think, do you have the Zoom app on your phone?
I do. I'm switching. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Oh, okay. I think I'm doing it. Okay, hang on. I'm so sorry. I did not expect to have my daughter with me today. So I really wanted to join though. So I'm just trying to make it all.
Yeah. If it doesn't work, can you just talk? So.
Okay. For now, I will just talk and then I'll see if I can get it to work. But so I am from Arkansas in the US. I'm from the South where this space isn't talked about much. I'm the first person that I know of anyone in my family or anyone to even have heard of this work. So that is isolating and scary, but also I'm very curious as well. I'm here for curiosity. And recently I've become interested in like a energy healing. There's no one around here that does anything like that I know of anyway. So yeah, I feel like I'm breaking the mold a little bit around where I am, but I'm excited about it. It's just fascinating to me. So I'm just interested I'm forever a student. That's how I kind of think about it. So yeah, I'm just here to learn more, always looking to learn more.
Okay. All right. Welcome then. Hopefully this will help you today. Okay, who's next? Let's introduce themselves.
I can go next, Nicolas.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
So the thing is, maybe it's for everyone. So my name is Marnaz. I'm Iranian and I live in France. I had the course last month, and I can tell everyone that I love that course, and I learned a lot. And since yesterday,
that was divine healing.
No, that was the
soul contract one, yeah.
Soul contract one.
Yeah.
And since yesterday, I'm going back to the videos, the recording, and then I'm still learning a lot from those videos, although I was in the course. And I just came out of curiosity to even learn more. And then, because I didn't have this one before taking the course.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else want to introduce themselves? B or only if you want to, before we get into the content.
Yeah, I can introduce myself. I'm at work right now, so I'm not able to turn my camera on.
Understood.
I'm B. I live in San Francisco, California. I am kind of like having a falling out with my spiritual side for a while, and I want to reconnect it. I just find it kind of difficult because like I don't have spiritual friends. They're like two separate groups, it's like two different parts of my life. So I feel like things are not going as smooth as I wanted to, and I feel like I need to reconnect them. Yeah, so that's why I'm here, curious and ready to learn.
Okay, thank you, B. I think that's everybody. All right. Well, let's get into the more of the content now, and feel free to ask questions at any time, people.
Nicolas, I do actually have a question.
Yeah, go for it, Vanessa.
And it might not fit now, but I do have a question about I think it's the 19 or the 1 in relation to the 8, because 1 says been here many times, whether the 19 or the 1, and the 8 says doesn't come to Earth much. And I was wondering if you could comment on that.
You can with the 8's in karma, I think, if I remember.
Yes.
For you. And the 19 is in goals. Goals.
The 19 1, I think, is what is, it's physical on the top left.
Probably goals. Yeah. So you have, I'll show you, actually, if we can just get to the Star of David in a little while, we can talk about that. Otherwise, it's a bit, so everyone's got a bit more context here. Okay. Just remind me. Okay. Rather than jumping straight in, then we can answer that question. Okay. So, alrighty. So I'm going to start from the beginning because a lot of people may be seeing this for the first time. Then we'll get to that question, Vanessa, which is a good one. Right. So our karma contains our spiritual gift of service. Now that may seem like a really strange statement. But what happens is that initially in life, we have a lot of karmic stuff happening and it creates things we don't like. Okay. And the law of attraction is supposed to create good stuff for us, but actually the law of opposite runs initially. We get everything we don't want in life, which is our karmic stuff. And so we get battered by this initially in life, and it can put a lot of people off. Put me off a lot. I mean, I had some serious disempowerment issues and very unworthy. It was the other karmic pattern I had, 3s and 9s. And then as I started to learn this work, I realized I have to bring consciousness to my karma because my 3s, which were about being unworthy, they were actually, this is a symbol of a 3. I had to learn to pull this plug of unworthiness out of my physical karmic 3, pull it out over many years, open up my internal canal, and bring out the deep soul wisdom and knowledge, become a spiritual teacher. So I've worked on this for a good 30 years now, probably. And as I cleared this pattern of unworthiness, then I started teaching this work first, actually, and been teaching it about 30 years now. And it gradually got better and better. The more the quality of the teaching, the more I cleared this karmic pattern of unworthiness. And I have a 9, which is a symbol of a dragon. How many of you guys have got 9s? Hands up. Who's got 9s? Yep. All right. So I had a 9 in spiritual karma, we call it SK. So my dragon was like in a cage, very suppressed, very challenging, disempowering childhood. And I felt like very much like a victim most of the time. And the only reason my dragon was caged was so I could break out of it. I could break out of it and fly. And I've been working on that as well quite strongly in the past 30 years once I learned about that. And so my gift of service became to be a teacher of this sort of work and other things like divine healing and light body integration, and to empower myself and to empower others, catalyze others to grow by tuning into and feeling the pain of both of these patterns. And most people's egos are very pain avoidant, so they turn away from it. Okay, therefore they get stuck because they haven't put consciousness to it. So that's one of the biggest secrets of life in terms of the soul contract. People say, well, what should I be doing? And they're turning away from their karma. The very thing that they need to be doing is turning into it and bringing consciousness to it. Then they'll discover this gift of service, what really makes their heart sing. Because I love teaching and empowering others above all things. So that's the first thing.
So where was the 9 in your chart, Nicolas?
Spiritual karma, Vanessa.
Spiritual karma. Okay.
Yeah. The worst of the worst. So what happens is that the more powerful the work you're here to do, the stronger the karma. So it's part of the training of being on earth. So how do we help people turn into their karma and to claim the gift of service so they're not looking around for something which does exist elsewhere? So training as a soul contract reader, which is what most of you expressed an interest in or you're considering it, enables you to decode the secrets of the blueprint of people's lives or spiritual seekers, hidden within the sounds of their name, which create the reality in each moment by the law of attraction. So what you're actually doing is you're getting access to the attraction code, which radiates out from the person. It radiates out to the matrix in all directions as code. And it creates this subjective reality. It creates a holographic bubble of subjective experience. And most people will never learn what this means, but if they have a reading from you and they understand what's going on, then they can take charge of their life for the first time. They can move from feeling like life is doing a lot of bad stuff to them to actually taking charge and overcoming their karma, because they become conscious of what it is. And it becomes their gift of service eventually, expressing more of their talents, achieving their goals. And if you can do all this, both physically and spiritually, then you start to manifest your soul purpose, or soul destiny, we call it, or life purpose in more plain English. I remember when I had my reading from Frank, it's all made sense completely. And I realized I've been doing all the wrong things. I had no idea what was going on. And from the moment I had that reading, I started following this. I actually, my life started to get better. It took time, but it got a lot better. So how do we work out what this is? So those who are watching this later from scratch, to come to Earth, we choose a set of frequencies in the form of a birth certificate name, in whatever language that is in, and we decode it on the Star of David in order to enter the Earth plane to have this human experience. And the way it works is that we have a large downward pointing physical triangle, which represents the physical part of life. So we are brand new personality expressions each lifetime. So we need to learn to walk and talk, get conditioned responses, get up and running in life. Because we start from zero initially. But the soul's had many lifetimes, but each time we're a brand new experiment, and the soul doesn't quite know what we're going to do. And between the ages of 35 and 42, the spiritual triangle starts to trigger, or younger. It's in the sixth cycle of 7 years, where our spiritual mission becomes more important than what we're doing in the physical world. I remember at the age of 37, I was in my corporate job in the city of London. It was a clear blue sky day. I think it was about May. And this big 200-foot cloud went past my window, the only cloud in the sky. It was like an angel. And it literally just talked to me. And the message was, it's time to leave. And I left that job 6 months later because I knew it didn't work anymore. My interest in it diminished quite rapidly, and I wanted to do this work because I've been doing this in the weekends. So the soul's hoping that we will build the spiritual mission on the foundation of the physical triangle here. So in each corner here, we have three aspects. We have physical karma, lessons in the physical outer world. We have physical talents, which activate to overcome these, have a good match. And as this gets stronger, that helps us get to the physical goals here. So the energy flows from karma to talents to goals. Physical. And then we have spiritual karma here. This is a spiritual lesson to overcome. This is how we disconnect from higher consciousness, from great spirit, God, whatever you want to call it. And spiritual talents activate and have got a good match that helps us overcome that. And as they get stronger, that helps us get to the spiritual goals here, which is what excites us. My spiritual goals are fours. I like sharing this work all the time. So the energy moves from spiritual karma to spiritual talents to spiritual goals. So if you consciously work on these 6 outer aspects in life, which is what a reading allows us to do, over time, it's percentage complete with each aspect. We complete and bring online the positive aspects of the karma, fully activate the talents and achieve our goals. Because if we didn't know this, we'd be doing something like this. We'd be much slower in terms of how much is completed. So life becomes a lot more fulfilling as we burn through the ego programs created by the soul contract. And these all contribute to our soul destiny, our life purpose. And so as we work through all the 6 outer aspects, soul destiny starts to manifest. There's an initial layer was revealed, and as we go deeper, as we work through the 6 outer aspects, deeper and deeper layers manifest of it. And this is where life becomes very aligned and fulfilling. Okay, so we'll demonstrate this. Vanessa, would you like to be a guinea pig or run your chart? Then I can explain those 2 numbers. Yeah, for that?
Sorry, yes, I am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me find, I've got to find, I'm just going to stop sharing. I've got to find the software to actually generate your chart. Hang on. Is it gone? Here it is. Okay. Right. So this is the software, and you guys can soulcontractreader.com here, and you can use it on any device with a browser, and you can generate up to 4 free charts with us. Then there's a small fee after that for any additional charts. So we click on new here. So I'm going to put your current name in here, Vanessa. Okay. Then what's your birth certificate name? What's on the birth certificate? The full name.
ANNA in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where were you born? Born in Canada or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We won't put your birth date in because this is a public video. What's your birth sign? If you're happy to put that in.
Libra.
Libra. Okay. And you're okay for me to analyze this?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll put today's date in. Today's the 31st. Okay. 25. Okay. Chart labels, it's normal. We go okay. This is a very fast way to generate charts rather than doing it by hand. Okay, so we'll get the symbol switched on, the calculation. So we'll simply go chart like this. I'll show how we generate the chart. And then we'll get into answering your question, Vanessa. So basically we have 22 Hebrew sounds, which we match the sounds of this name written on Vanessa's birth certificate. And within Hebrew, there are numbers and letters of the same frequency, which is quite different to normal, say, Pythagorean numerology, where you assign numbers to the English alphabet. Here, numbers are inherent within the Hebrew. And then what we do is we analyze them on the star date. We take the 6 here and we place it in physical karma. Then we go, so the first 6 numbers, 6, 1, 14, 5, 15, 15. We go around in a clockwise expanding spiral, allocating these numbers around. Then we do the next 6 numbers here. Then we keep going around this till we use them all up. Okay. So basically, the frequency of the soul are being decoded on the star. And then what we do is we add up the numbers. For example, the 19 that you were talking about here. We go 5 plus 14 equals 19. And then that's the left-hand number here. It's called a combination number. Then on the right-hand side, we need the first single-digit number. So we go 1 plus 9 equals 10. Still not a single-digit number, so we go 1 plus 0 equals 1. We have a 19 and a 1. So there's a frequency of a pure 19 and a pure 1, plus every blend in between. It's like hot and cold taps in a shower. So there's a range of frequencies you're here to experience, Vanessa. Here with a 19. And in the case of, you were talking about the 8 here. Okay. Total here is 6 plus 1 plus 1 is 8. So the first number is an 8. because it's single digit, we can't add any more to it. So we go 8 plus nothing is another 8. So we have one frequency got an 8, got a double number. So here you have a range of frequency you can move on, but here you have a much narrower range. You still wants you to focus on a pure 8. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 what we call double numbers. Do you feel sometimes your life's a bit rigid, Vanessa? There's only certain things you can do?
No, but like I wouldn't have seen it that way. But looking at my 8 karma, it definitely sometimes feel like it's inescapable.
Yeah, you've got to do it. Soul's saying there's a lot less free will here. I need you to work through the issue of the 8. Okay, because that's what it's learned. That's optimal for its learning. Okay, so we work out all the other numbers accordingly. And then what we do is we take the physical numbers from the top half of the table. Spiritual numbers go on the bottom half. Yeah. Okay. And then we add them up. We add them up here. I lost my pen. We add them up here. We get 36 on the right-hand side and 63 on the left-hand side. So 6 plus 3 is 9, 3 plus 6 is 9. So that's the soul destiny, 9, 9. We pop that in the middle. And then because we've got 4 or more 8s, it could be 4 or more of any number, we get what's called a dominant vibration. So this 8 comes here. That's an overall theme for your life. Okay. So Vanessa, can I ask how old you are now? Because I'm trying to figure out where you are in the 7-year cycles in the system.
I just turned 30 this month.
Okay, so you're in the 5th cycle. Okay. All right. And when did you start to wake up spiritually? When did you start to get into this sort of stuff?
To be honest, probably grade 9.
So what, 14?
Yeah, 13 probably.
13, 14. Okay, so at the end of the 2nd cycle, 7 years. Okay. All right. So I'll give a brief reading to show how this works. So what's the main question you have about your life now? And I'll also talk about these 8s as well that you asked the question about.
The question that I had about the chart was that I don't know if it's the 19 or the 1 in the spiritual talents, but reviewing the notes, it said, I can actually quote. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says, quote, self-mastery on earth, transmuting enough of the, nope, sorry, wrong one. It says very stable, centered in spirit. Soul who has been to earth many times before and has returned this time to serve humanity by bringing in higher state of consciousness. But then my 8s, I don't have the quote, but 8s are like not coming to earth often, not grounded, needs to ground, needs to have boundaries, needs to realize being physical.
Yeah, so they're both running at the same time. So they're in conflict with each other. Okay. So part of you is very good at coming to earth and holding space with the 19. Okay. This is holding a spiritual center and being very stable here. Whereas another part of you doesn't want to be here emotionally because it's too emotionally intense. So they're running simultaneously. It's not meant to be harmonious, Vanessa. It's just about resolving the 2 issues simultaneously.
Right. So as a soul who's in the chart, it's saying the soul has come when the soul does not come. I'm trying to make sense of
they're both happening. They're happening at the same time because this is in the physical part of the chart. Part of you needs to learn to ground, form boundaries. Here, move from the head into feeling in the body. Okay, and another part has the ability to bring spiritual energies to the earth plane and form a physical space here. This is saying you've got to run some sort of spiritual center, probably, to help others achieve their goals. Okay, so it's happening at the same time. All the numbers are running simultaneously at the same time, doing different things, and some will conflict with each other. But this is in the spiritual part of the chart. This is in the physical part. Okay, but this indicates you don't come here very often. But this is indicating as you come into the spiritual part, you have the positive ability to bring spiritual energies down. So don't try and reconcile them, because you can't. Okay. You can't reconcile them. Just know that it's two separate programs running in one body at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So does that help?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's no energy connection between the two, because they're on different parts of the chart, you see. All right.
So would it make sense then if I were to say, like, if I were to make sense of it in my head, as my soul is not coming to Earth often anymore, but I have come to Earth often at one point in my, soul's history?
No, this doesn't say you come to it a lot. This is saying the body, embodying doesn't happen very often. You're a visitor, you're a spiritual seeker, you come for the ascension process to make a difference down here. And you've come into quite a spiritual family. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But it's saying that as you land, part of the mission, because you're heading towards the sixth cycle of life, which is 35 to 42. This is saying that you're going to you have the ability to form the spiritual center. See, this is bringing spiritual energies in to form a center, which is quite different to grounding emotionally in the body. It's a different thing altogether. Okay.
Right. Okay. I'm understanding. Thank you. Thank you for.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different thing. This is a very spiritual thing. This is a very earthy, physical thing, because it's in the physical part of the chart. It's about coming to a touchy-feely range of human emotions and mastering them, and moving from thinking about what's going on to feeling what's going on. How's that going?
Personally?
Yes.
That's a loaded question. It's going. I think it actually is going. Yeah.
Yeah. So coming into the body is very important, because the more you're in the body, the more you can manifest the rest of the mission. Okay. So you're getting to the feeling side of things. All right. So doing things to get aware of body awareness, yoga, slow moving, exercise, Tai Chi, those sort of things, being in the garden, cooking, that sort of stuff to ground. Do you do any of those sort of things?
Yes, I do. Some I've done very naturally in life before learning Soul Contract, which was really interesting, as like foraging, always outside, running around barefoot. And then after studying Soul Contract, especially in the last month, I've started choosing to commit to cooking every day and cleaning a different part of my house every day. I was like, okay, I understand why these things are really hard for me.
Yep.
So just identifying the challenge and then choosing to want to work through that. Like when I was younger, and anyone listening thinking about their karma and what things are hard for them, when I was younger, being clean was not important, or respecting people's boundaries wasn't important, and I didn't understand why they were important, so I didn't make them to be something I needed to try harder on. But now that I understand why they're important to me specifically, even though my soul was like, yeah, this doesn't really matter. Like, why does it matter if my clothes are a little dirty? I said, oh, I have to put extra effort into understanding this. So it became easier. Like I started cooking and cleaning like that a few weeks ago every day, because I made the connection to it's important for me specifically.
Yes, it is. About creating a clean home, being present, not going off with the fairies, thinking about things too much, just feeling in the moment. And as you bring the soul and the emotional body into the body, more the mission will start to unfold, because you've got the energy in the body. Because then, when it's in, you can then send it out into the matrix to manifest the mission.
And another thing I would say is, as a child, I think we have dreams and desires that get distracted by life and the conditioning and circumstance that are remembered when we learn about these systems. I always, from a very, very young age, I wanted to get into Tantra, for example, and I never studied it and I wasn't privy to it. And then I realized later in the Soul Contract, oh, it would get me into my body.
Yes, it will. Yeah. That's probably why you got drawn to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because of that being present with whatever comes up. So what do you do for work, Vanessa?
I am an herbalist and I'm a psychic medium.
Okay.
A lot of the spiritual stuff and a lot of the earthly stuff.
Okay. So the psychic medium is a spiritual karma. It says you've got a very good, exquisitely high frequency connection, which is why you can tune into the finer energies around. And you're here to learn to use that properly out in the world and to overcome. I'd say you've been a witch in the past here, by the looks of it, saying you're here to use these energies and speak the truth out in the world and overcome any past life fear of being persecuted for speaking the truth and being.
That's been activating very majorly in the last few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably being burnt at the stake or something. That often goes with this thing.
Well, I actually had a vision of that and a physical burn come up on my back once a few years ago of being burned. So yeah, you're hit on that.
It's probably the cellular memory from the time the soul went through that. Okay. You're here to bring out that spiritual magic with herbs and things like that. And this is saying you're here with groups of people with an open heart. That's what seven's about. You're here to magnetize like-minded people together or network and synergize it into a greater whole. So how's your networks personally and professionally?
Interesting timing as well. I have always been a networker. I've hosted I like to host parties, fundraisers, just get people together. My parties often are many different types of people kind of meeting each other. And just this week, after needing to express myself in a very repressive environment spiritually that happened a few months ago, I emotionally recuperated and I actually have found a place to host, and I'm going to be starting next week teaching a spiritual and personal development group in person. So there's a lot of that seven helping me address that. I'm actually even looking so much forward into that spiritual karma, which is the fives, which was very abstract when I first got my soul contract read 6 years ago. It was like speaking the spiritual truth. I had no idea what that meant. And I think I'm starting to understand, even though I'm young. I'm like, okay, it is just speaking that channel when something's uncomfortable. I started to do that, like I said, at that old group. And my sevens there, getting people together, are starting to come alive again. It's like, this will help you. I think you're following.
Yeah. So you're on it. So you're here to synergize these groups into greater wholes, and the physical goals, another variation of that. The seven activates helps you do this. The 16 is about bringing high-level spiritual concepts to the earth plane and expressing them from the heart in plain English, so people who are just waking up can grasp what it's about. So how's that going?
This is the most angry energy in the chart, correct?
Yes, if your ego is denying the spiritual energy, you can get quite angry because it processes through the liver.
That is keen, because for the last, few months to a year, I've been experiencing this anger and trigger and annoyance and jealousy, and I was scratching my head, why is this happening? I am not this way. And when I was going through my notes, I did note in star highlighted, surrender to the belief that this is all real, because I've been into this. I like this whole spiritual stuff. I do it for work, but yet there's still something in me that's like, this can't be real. I can't actually be talking to dead people all day.
Well, you are. See, just that the 16 is denying spirituality, you see. So bring consciousness to this, get healing for this energy, but eventually express the anger, beat pillows or whatever. But as you get the anger out, the energetic block in the liver will move. Then you'll find you'll more easily accept the spiritual energy. Because remember, it's a law of
Okay.
opposites. Initially, the ego is in denial of high-level spiritual concepts. You say, but the party you're talking to me now knows what's going on now. So, okay, let's feel into this. Let's get the anger out. And eventually, as you get it out, expressing it and healing, doing healing work on it, it'll flow more easily. But this is just part of the
I've
training.
been beating the bed lately, actually.
It's been what?
I've been beating the bed,
Yeah.
punching the bed, and it's helped a lot.
Yeah, that'll help a lot. You gotta shout it out, get it out. Okay. It'll take a while, but you notice after a while you feel there's less frustration and it flows more.
There's an alignment there too. I love this because obviously the karmas are going to connect, but the environment that I was in, the spiritual environment that I was learning in, that was repressive of my voice, was also a place where I was taking my spirituality that I always had come naturally to and trusted and turning it professionally. But then that pressure began. Oh my goodness, I have to do well. I have to believe. I have to surrender. I have to do all these things instead of just naturally doing them. And in this process of I have to is where I stopped, like my ego got in the way of the belief and where the anger of the 16 came through.
Yeah, it's going to try and trip you out somehow. So just turn into it and just love it for what it is. And then,
okay.
Yeah, the most important thing when the karma is a goal or karmic pattern is triggering is just accept it without judgment. Because the judgment and feeling bad about it actually locks the program down. Just say, okay, there you are, and just feel into it. Which is the last thing the ego will expect you to do. But that's actually how you detach it.
What do you mean by it locks the program down?
Because the judgment of a program by the ego and the feeling bad about it means the program gets stuck in your system. But when you unconsciously love it and accept it, it starts to unlock and then leave your system. That layer will leave. Okay. All right. So we know the spiritual karma here. I'll start with a fresh screen here. The spiritual karma talents is to form some sort of spiritual center. How's that going? Have you formed it already with your herbal business, or? Sounds like you might have.
I've gotten in contact with someone who is going to host. He has a space close to me.
Yeah.
And then me and my boyfriend, who's an osteo, have plans to open a physical space, but we just have to, that's pretty big move. So we have to figure out logistics and all that.
Yeah, well, there it is. So that's what that is. That's your workspace. For people to come into and learn about and achieve their goals. You're going to disseminate healing and knowledge into that space. So you're definitely on the right track doing that. Okay. The spiritual goals here, again, to ground and reach out into society, form clear boundaries with this amoeba symbol. This is you, this is everyone else. Not getting over involved in other people's stuff, which is easy to do as a therapist. Just know this is their stuff, they're responsible. Like, I'll do what I can, but I'm not going to cross the boundary and get over involved. Okay? That's the major lesson for you because you got it in spiritual goals and physical karma down here. All right? So, and if you work on all of these, the soul destiny is to come into your power. Okay? So, what sort of disempowerment happened to you as a kid? How was your dragon suppressed? How was the power suppressed?
Where should I start?
Just a summary, not a book.
Just kidding. Lots, school, family, just kind of being the crazy person, with ideas that were a little bit too crazy, rape, bullying at school, toxic relationships for sure.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Okay. All right. And how's it now? Sounds like you've made some progress.
Yeah, definitely. I find it coming up subtly, and I find myself, like, I guess, I don't know if it has to do with where I'm at in the year, how old I am in the transition, but I find myself feeling maybe it's the eights, feeling and processing those wounds of life that I just went through, where I didn't really stop and reflect and think about and feel what was happening. And now I'm going, whoa, 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 that was a lot. I'm starting to heal from those things. But my the eights are trying to activate boundaries, and I went through a phase since learning about this where my boundaries were very strict. And now I'm trying to be in empowerment in a sense so that I can, how do I say this? So I don't have to adhere to a rule book. It's like not like, oh, I have to have these boundaries. It's not, I want to, I feel, I'm here, I'm centered, I'm present. And therefore I can be in my power in order to notice when people are quote unquote bullying, and I wouldn't have thought it was bullying. Because bullying, we think is one way, but then you look at the underlying patterns of what's going on around. And I said, oh, these are my friends doing this to me, my family doing this to me. And not to point the finger and criticize, but to realize like this energy I'm actually attracting when I'm disempowered. So a question about generally the soul destiny actually is, can you go in and out, or is it kind of like a gradient that you're reaching?
It more goes in layers. As you work through the outer issues around here, and this is like karma initially. You make breakthroughs. You come to one level of empowerment. Then I don't know, maybe more complex bullying happens, and you claim your power. Come to another level of empowerment. So it's more like little steps. Okay, that's how it works. And you think you're done, then shouldn't do. But I've seen some people get unconscious and go backwards usually from bad influence from a less conscious partner. That can happen. So you need to have conscious people around you who want to grow. Okay. So overall, your life's about grounding in your body. You're doing most of it anyway. Forming groups, expressing truth in plain English, speaking the truth no matter what, forming your spiritual center, and being successful in society with it. Overall, coming to your own power and empowering others. That's what the mission's all about. Okay, and it's all happening simultaneously. And each of these aspects has different emphasis depending on the day. So something's stronger for a few days or weeks or months, then it fades away. Something else becomes stronger depending on what the soul wants to do. So it's constantly changing all the time. Okay, but this is how we grow. Okay, hope that helped.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Any questions, anyone on that? Just switch your video on or put your hand up. Click on the trying to get the thing. If you click on reaction at the bottom. No questions on that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you interact with another person, and they have the same number or numbers in the same spot,
Yes.
how does that work?
You get a clash. Basically, it brings out all the negative aspects of the numbers. This is what we do in level 2 of the soul contract training. Level 1's about living these birth charts. You get all the worst stuff coming out. Has that been happening?
I wonder if it's been happening, because I meet certain people that aren't really like doing anything wrong, but I just can't seem to stop being annoyed by them.
Yeah, that'll be the reason. It's got a karmic or goal clash. It doesn't matter what you do, you're going to be annoyed with them.
Okay, if you have the same, but if you have different things.
Well, then that's what we learn in the second level, where we look at the overlay, the relationships between people's energies. That's another level altogether compared to the level 1 I'm talking about here, which is just understanding the birth chart. So, okay. Victoria.
So in terms of the opposite to that, in terms of compatibility, what are you seeking? Like, how do you know what to seek, or what are you looking for in someone's chart in comparison to yours or between two relationships?
Takes about 4 days to learn that after you've learned level 1, which takes 5 days. It's not a simple answer, because it's all about how the two entire charts interact with each other. But we teach you how to do that so you understand the deepest underlying connections, okay, in a relationship. And so when you look at it, you realize it's obvious once you see the chart. That's why he really pisses me off over this, and I can't get around it. Or we feel we're in complete harmony on this issue. And so it's a mixture, just like your birth chart. Some things work well, some do not, no matter what you do. And the idea of it is once you understand what's creating it at the deepest level, then you can actually manage it more consciously and not walk all over each other or do things which are going to be detrimental to the relationship. Okay, so you work with the flow because we're all hardwired in a certain way, which can't be changed. But you can, when you understand how someone's wired, you can work with it a lot better and create more harmony. Okay, so basically, it brings consciousness to relationships, all sorts, not just love relationships, but children, parents, everybody. So you know where they're coming from. Okay. So
Thank you.
on the level 1 training, we teach you how to generate these charts, and we spend the first 3 days going through all 22 numbers in using the charts, birth charts of everyone in the class, and everyone. We assign all the numbers. We make usually we can get all 22 numbers if there's enough people, and each person talks about their subjective experience of a specific number, and you sit in the field of it for 3 days. It's a transmission. So how many of you guys read the book, Your Soul Contract Decoded, I wrote? Yeah. So it's not more about the book, say, Denise. It's more about learning more. It's about becoming the work. So we activate the 22 numbers in you by you sitting in the field and hearing others share the numbers. We relate it to the manual, which is the book is based upon. But you sit in the field for 3 days, you get activated, so you become the work in the first 3 days, and you become the numbers. And then we teach you in the last 2 days how to tell the story, like I told a story with Vanessa just then. We teach you how to tell the story of their life by tuning into the flow of the energy. And you practice giving readings, and you discover you can really do really good readings straight out of the box simply because you have become the work in the first 3 days. Was that your experience, Menaz? You're amazed at actually what came out of your mouth when you were practicing the other week?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when we did the reading, so at the beginning when you said, "Oh, after 3 days you need to give a reading," I was like, "How I'm going to do the reading?" But then we had this 1 day off when there is no course and you prepare yourself for the reading, and then it came like I don't know how to say it, naturally. Yeah,
Yeah, it just comes out of you because you're just channeling the energy.
exactly.
You're holding this very specific structure, then the energy just comes from the higher selves, or the two
Mhm.
people. It just comes through you. It's like you're witnessing magic happen when you do this.
Exactly, yeah.
When you,
But I mean, for example, for me personally, I still need to go one by one, like physical talent go. But when I see the way that you read, or also during the course, when you make a story, it's much nicer, and I want to practice to get to that level.
it just takes practice. It just
Yeah.
takes practice. We take you in baby steps when you do this. So the aim of the way the training works is experiential learning. You become the work, and then we hold space for you to better channel and deliver the work. And pretty much everyone had the same experience as Menaz there. And you leave the course with a really good understanding of the 22 numbers and the ability to share that knowledge with others. That's the purpose of the first course, so that you can help awaken others. Okay. So I'll go back to the presentation and probably some things I haven't said here. Hang on. So what it does, this knowledge, is that in one-on-one therapist or a group facilitator, you have an immediate and profound understanding of your students or your clients' lives. You know more about them than their parents immediately, which can accurately guide you through all your work with them, because when a client presents certain symptoms, you can see in the chart what's causing it. Okay. And therefore you know what the underlying program is. So you know how to target your other healing tools or therapeutic tools. to overcome it. Builds immediate trust because they know what's going on, you know what's going on, and so you can just get on with it, and it cuts through all the illusion and deception of the ego. So you get better and faster results working with people. Okay. And so basically you can understand yourself and everyone else in your life. We settled this here really through the 22 numbers and just learning to trust your channel, which opens up a lot during the training. And we connect you to your soul contract reading team, a guidance team who's going to help you deliver the readings. So we settled this. It's experiential learning. You sit in the transmission. So you're remembering how to do this. You've done it before, which is why you get attracted to it. And we support you with ongoing Facebook community. There's about 300 practitioners so far. Well, probably about 300, maybe 400 or 500 we've trained. And so there's peer-to-peer support as you develop. We have a optional support program for 6 months after the training. So when you go out in the world, you come out of this 5th-dimensional love bubble of the training, you go and practice in the real world, then every 5 or 6 weeks on the support program, you can come back in and ask all your questions, and then that gives you more structure. You go out more confident once the question is answered. So after 6 months of that sort of support, most people are up and running with the work. And we also can help you become a spiritual entrepreneur, how to run a 5D love and service-based business using this tool. We call it Marketing, Manifesting, and Business. It's a weekend training, which is optional, but it basically helps you turn your passion for helping others into actually a practical business that makes a difference in the world. But using love-based tools rather than focusing on trying to make money like most businesses do, but focusing on service first. Okay. And so the effects of readings are people get a great sense of peace, because that's what I had when I had my reading. And they hear the truth of your life, and it just cuts right through all the ego's deception, illusions that's been playing on us for our whole lives. And people get a feeling of great relief. There's actually an order to all the crazy experiences they've had, which is what I had. And those who feel like victims, I did, can actually take charge, that's because of my 9, and move forward into living the true purpose. So it gives people hope. We teach you how to take someone from wherever they are in their life and to take the next step forward. So it basically gives people's lives back, okay, in a lot of cases. So we show them where they are in the spiritual map of life, and we teach you how to give targeted recommendations to take them from wherever they are to move forward. Okay. And this actually helps them align to their soul or life purpose or soul destiny and begin to manifest it. Most people are very frustrated on it, don't get very far because they don't have this map. So when you align someone to their purpose, they really light up. They get very passionate. Okay, you heard a lot of passion in what Vanessa was talking about. And it touches people's the inner being when they get seen for the first time. Okay. And it builds trust, and you can go very deep in your work with them. And it also helps you have compassion for others. I had my 9s, I was very numbed out. I didn't have compassion for many people at all because I was in such a bad state. But at this stage of life, having done this for 30 years, I have compassion for people because I know what they're going through. Because I can see their numbers, I can see what's going on. And it's been wonderful actually being able to achieve that, which I thought I never would. And just go to the next one. A few more here. So in the training, you'll be preparing and giving readings in the group. And the aim is you can deliver a good reading by the end of the group. And after that, just practice. It's important to keep the energy going afterwards. And you sort of hit a threshold of activation of it, and then you're up and running. But the main thing is to do it regularly, okay, when you're working with people. So any other questions after all that, at the training or in general, anyone has? Victoria.
So I was just wondering, I saw the dates that you, or I believe were published. My mom had shared some dates for level one.
Yeah.
Do you host one per year, level one?
We have one in spring,
Uh-huh.
which is March, and we have one in autumn. And
Oh,
these are the Western Hemisphere ones here. They start at 12:30 p.m. UK time. What time? Where are you? What zone are you in, Victoria? Eastern?
Eastern Standard,
It
yes.
starts at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. So we start later in England. So you guys in
Nice.
North America can still go for it. Come. I mean, I can't teach beyond 8:30 p.m. UK. That's why it finishes then. So if you're in Pacific, it starts at 4:30 a.m. But people used to fly to England for this. So it means getting up early, but you've got to adjust your clock a bit. It's better than flying. In Europe, it's 1:30 p.m. It starts, okay? And
Okay, so will you be releasing the autumn dates as well?
I can find out now if you want.
If you don't mind, because the spring dates aren't really gonna work for me. I'll be traveling.
Yeah, let me just find the I just need to find it. Hang on.
Take your time.
We just set them.
Thank you.
So yeah, I took on the calendar. We haven't put them on the website yet.
No worries.
It's usually around October, September,
Okay.
October. But I'll tell you the exact dates. Yeah. Yes, they're going to be the 7th and 9th of October 2026 and the 11th and 12th. Okay, we have the fourth day the 10th is a break. It's a day off to integrate the first 3 days. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, and we just share the screen again. Okay. Thanks for coming, Denise. So, and for those of you watching in the Asia Pacific region, okay, yeah. If you're in India, Southeast Asia, or Australasia, we run one from the 5th to the 7th and 9th to 10th of June with my Asia Pacific teacher trainees. And that starts at 6 a.m. UK time, 7 a.m. European time. But as you go out to Asia, it's a mostly daytime, 10:30 a.m. in India, 1 o'clock in Malaysia and Hong Kong, 2 in Japan, Australia, Western Australia, 2 p.m., Eastern Australia at 3 p.m. start, 3 to 11 p.m., New Zealand, 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. So, because we're starting to build the market there, okay? So it doesn't work so well if you're in North America, although some people come because they can't wait till October, which amazed us that actually happened. So this is for the other half of the world, okay? That runs once a year. Okay, so we run 2 Western Hemisphere ones and 1 Asia Pacific. So the practical stuff of this is the full cost is £718 or about $835 US. The deposit, which is included, is £277 or $322. Okay, and you can find out more at soulcontractreading.com here. Okay. And then we run 1 level 2 a year and 1 level 3. Level 2 is about relationships and overlays, different names you have. Level 3 is about the third and final transmission for full activation, although you can still do great readings with level 1 and 2. It talks about business names. Usually, we talk about spiritual business names, we work on the concept that your spiritual business can apply to any, even a 3D business, is a external manifestation of your internal soul journey. So we teach you how to help yourself and others get the right names for your business, website names, product names, all that sort of stuff. So they are an actual extension of your soul journey. If you do that, then the business, provided you run it properly, will do quite well. And it will help you achieve align with your soul destiny. So that's the most fun one of all, actually. So usually what we do is that depending on where each practitioner is who comes on the training, we actually we tune up everyone's business, either from scratch or we take an existing one and tune it up as well. So basically you create a lot more success without any more effort because the frequencies will just attract the right sort of business for you and the right sort of customer. Okay. So that's the progression if you're interested. Okay. We also have package pricing as well. If you a lot of people sort of look at the program and think, okay, I want to do all three. So you can actually get all three, and you get a discount if you buy multiple courses at once as well. Because people started asking for us for this a few years ago, so we haven't even thought about that. So we did that. If you want to do a whole chunk of learning, and you're clear in your mind, you want to do that. That's available as well. Okay. Any other questions, ladies? Based on what I just said.
Hello. Sorry, I don't know how to raise my hand officially on this thing.
So who's talking there?
Vanessa.
Oh, Vanessa, you're still there, yeah. Okay, I couldn't see
Sorry,
you.
I just don't know how to raise my hand on the machine. But I'm wondering if you do, if you have a video of you exploring your chart and how you addressed your karma and like kind of specific things that you did in your life.
Probably from a very old training a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but we don't have one readily available, really, for that. Oh, Teresa, hello.
Hi there. I haven't read your book, but I am doing soul contract readings. I did level 1 with Almira.
Yeah.
And do you there we go.
Just come into the main room and I can see you. Yeah, just switch on the camera now, Teresa. Just click on yes to that. There you go.
Yeah.
I can see you now.
Do you cover information from level 2 and 3? I'm mostly interested in, I'm a channel and intuitive, so I get a lot of additional information supporting what you already share from level 1, but is any of the level 2, 3 content covered in the book?
No, because the book, I had a budget, a word budget, which I went way over. I had to cut the book down. So the book was focusing on a good description of birth phase, because I did start writing a second book on overlays, but it got so complex I realized it wasn't possible to explain it in a book. People had to come on a training and actually to learn it. It was just too complex. I got halfway through it and I had to give it up. It was just I couldn't explain it in a written form for people I can't talk to, because see, the only way to learn the level 2 is to come on the training, and same with level 3 because of the nature of them. It has to be done interactively. You have to practice. You have to talk about it. It's got to be demonstrated for it actually to work. So I gave up on the idea. My publisher was obviously keen on the idea of more books, but I did try, but it was impossible to actually capture all the complexity. It was tough enough doing level 1.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
So does that help?
It does. Thank you.
Yeah. So there won't be a level 2 or level 3 book. You just need to do the trainings for that reason. Okay. All right. Any other questions, ladies? Why you got me here? No. Manaz, you got any other questions? This is good. This is good for you to learn how to market this. So you can market readings with this, you see, using this approach.
Now the thing is, now I'm studying a lot, so I think the questions are coming later because as I said at the beginning, I'm going back to the recording, and because it was lots of information, and I'm taking notes and I can see that it was very helpful. I still need to practice, but Nicolas, so I want to go for the level 2 and phonetics in level 3, but I will contact you.
Yeah,
So,
when it feels right.
mhm.
You absorb about 15-20% of the work when you come to the live training. But when we have the videos, because every time you listen to the video, you're going to hear something else. You get another layer of the transmission, which is embedded in the video, and you go deeper and deeper. Okay. All right, Victoria. Thanks for coming. All right, nice to meet you. So yeah, you'll learn more. The more you expose yourself to the material, the deeper you'll go, because your consciousness can only handle so much. And then you come back later when you're ready. It feels right. Then I see more now. I still learn more about it. I've been doing this thing for 35 years. I still realize new things because it's a very deep and expansive system. This one.
It is, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, Teresa, you're heading off as well. Okay. All right. Sounds like we're done. Thanks everybody for coming. We'll get the video out in the next few days. Okay. Have a good Halloween.
Thank you. Happy
Thank you,
Halloween.
All right.
Emma.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Nicolas. Talk to you soon.